Hey you guys, it's Miss Keeping It Real again. So I decided that I am going to record this poem that I actually wrote a while ago. I've only performed it one time, and that was on Southern's campus. And it was at this poetry event. It was like an open mic thing or whatever, and I performed it there. And it went really well. There's actually this story that went with this. There was this guy there who, when I was performing my poem, at the end, he was like, "Oh yeah, do you have a site and all this other stuff?" And I was like, "No, I don't really share." And so he was like, "Well, I felt like you were talking directly to me about this poem." Seriously? No. So when you guys hear it, you'll be like, "What?" Because I'm thinking to myself, like, dude, really? Like, okay, you're trying to talk to me, but that is not the way to get my attention. Through my point? No, fail. So, anyway, I'm going to put this up, and I hope you guys like it. So, here goes. It was a cold December day when I met him. Not love at first sight like that real shit that everyone says happens when they met their better half. I didn't notice him at the time. Much too rugged, East Bank swag, fitted, cocked on lean. Rocking dreads before everyone caught on thinking it's the hottest new trend. Every dimple in his skin and every wrinkle in his face told of a story, a rough past. The kind of story that warrants tears, but knowing this man does not want your sympathies or apologies, you do not let them fall. Because he's a soldier, a hustler, a man who took every hand that he was dealt and put on his poker face and played. It was at this time that I noticed him. I saw into his soul, and my body was fed by his mind. I hungered for his body. I hankered after his sin. I fell in love with the very epitome of this man who held back nothing. I wanted to be his statue of liberty and grant him freedom and the rights of passage to all of me. He told me he loved all of this and more about me, especially that I loved him not knowing any better. He told me that I would always have his heart, if nothing else. And it was right. At this time, that shit got real. Now, he's the kind of man that makes me want to rush at him wildly and punch and kick him. Then turn right around and tenderly kiss every blow that I've delivered. I want to holler at the top of my lungs until my voice is hoarse and my being no longer craves for him. His love for me is platonic, he says. That is, when I've made myself too easily accessible to him. Driving down I-10 at his beck and call, staying up long nights on the lakefront listening to his sadness, anger, and happiness. His rage crashing against the jagged rocks, inflicting pain upon himself. A fervent attempt to wash away the red stains that have seeped into his veins. The stains that are only remembered by those who have experienced his pain and the periodicals. It's his will to live and his determination to be a better man each day that draws me to him. He is the opposite to my magnet, and I am ill-equipped to fight his advances. His gentleness is hard to find, and yet easy to overlook. A spirit fueled by the need to roam, he stays gone for hours and days at a time, vanishing without a trace, it seems. Until I run into some unsuspecting female who has the widest of smiles on her face, blushing about how she is new in town and is falling in love with him. My him? Wild tales of how she has tasted of every liquor that he has to offer and seen the very best of him and stood in awe at how beautiful a man he is. How he lights up during that time of year when everyone is wondering what will be underneath their trees. My man. He's big and easy to love, they say, and speculate under their breaths behind their glasses, shashooing about how I can be in love with him. Miss Bonnie Carey and those damn twin span sisters are always vying for his attention, trying to bulldoze their ways into his heart no matter the cost, hoping that he will one day see everything and everyone that they brought to him and that they will one day be up higher on his radar. That I love him. At times it seems his heart or maybe his mind is divvied up into 17 parts. The part of him that should be for only me is not. I know this because I say that in his mind that is possessed by some other entity. Delusional. Conscious of the fact that he loves everyone that he meets and everyone that he beds. Determined to let them know that he can teach them the alphabet. A through D. At a moment's notice, not knowing that they are nothing more than a piece of ass that he aspires to conquer in one night. And he does. I'm more than that to him, I tell myself. We have not only chemistry, but history. Doesn't that count for something far more significant than some one night stands or midsummer night's dreams? I hate him. I do. But then he touches my body and rungs his tongue ever so gently across my skin. And the very essence of me fiercely rushes past floodgates as he moves down slowly, breaching his levees with my Katrina. He takes me the way I like, as if he has diligently memorized every inch of my anatomy in order to pass some test. Positioning his superdome to take up residence right in the midst of my Category 5, withstanding the elements until he craves the beauty of my St. Charles, and I feverishly hang on to the railing just to be carried away on his streetcar and named Desire. I desire him, only him wholeheartedly. But even my river walk with this potent, mesmerizing feel cannot contain him. He is wild and belongs to no one. No woman can possess him, although he tells me that I, and only I, have his heart. I believe him when he says it. Yet I yearn to have more than just his heart. I am not strong enough to leave him alone or let him go. Nor am I strong enough to be the type of woman that takes this with gracefulness. He is not mine. I'm his. When I'm in his presence too much, I hate him. And when I'm gone, I love him. Beautiful madness we are. He is the black and gold thorn in my side. I love you, New Orleans. Bye, y'all.